Hey, welcome back, Vinyl Community. Joe Marino here with another contest entry for Michael Johnson, Poetryonplastic. Big shout out to him and congratulations on the 10,000 subscribers. Huge milestone. You put out amazing content and really appreciate everything you've done for the vinyl community. So congratulations. For his contest, he had 6 questions to be answered. So I'll walk through those. If you do enjoy the content, please hit the subscribe button. I know this is only my second video, but appreciate all the comments and support. So let's get things started. So to start things off, show a classical record. So being a bit more of a jazz lover, I wanted to show Bill Evans with Symphony Orchestra. This particular record was released in 1966. Shortly after his Trio 65 record. This includes that same trio. It has Chuck Israels on bass, Larry Bunker on drums, and of course accompanied by the symphony orchestra conducted by Klaus Ogerman. It was recorded by Rudy Van Gelder in Englewood Cliffs in 65 and released in 66. And features the trio with the symphony performing a handful of tunes by Bach, Chopin, Scriabin, the French composer Fauré, a few tunes by Bill Evans himself, as well as one by Klaus Ogerman. Not particularly well regarded, but it was cited that Bill Evans was quite proud of this record. It is a fun listen. It's a little bit schmaltzy. But I think for the Bill Evans fans, it's an interesting listen. It'd definitely be kind of a good dinner or after dinner cocktail listen. So Bill Evans, trio with symphony orchestra. All right, number 2, show the heaviest sounding album you own. Now, like several other of the submissions, I don't have a ton of heavy metal or hardcore or hard rock in my collection, but I do have a few selections. One of them is Tool Undertow, the 1993 record by Tool. This takes me back to my middle school days. My cousin was a big metal hardcore fan and had ripped a couple of Tool's albums for me. And my 11, 12-year-old self used to throw those on the Discman and listen to them on the bus ride to school. Absolutely amazing group, incredibly talented. I think musically very complex stuff. I don't listen to it a lot, but I'm pretty happy to have this reissue in the collection in the event that I'm looking for something a little bit harder. So Tool Undertow. All right. Show an artist or group you got into primarily because of vinyl collecting. So actually this whole genre was a bit foreign to me until I started collecting vinyl and watching other members of the VC's videos. And that's kind of ambient electronic. This is a record by the pedal steel electronic experimental composer Chuck Johnson. This was recorded in 2017 and really it's just an absolutely beautiful record. This was released on Thin Wrist Records, really awesome jacket, heavy cardboard stock, nice textured feel, great artwork in my opinion. And musically and sonically it is just really a creative soundscapes, broad range of frequencies, dynamics. Really it has a lot to offer, and as a result have really gotten more and more into Chuck Johnson's discography. I really enjoy his music. So if you're looking to get into more ambient electronic kind of music, it's kind of in the vein of like a Daniel Lanois. Check out Chuck Johnson, pedal steel player. This is his release, Balsams. All right, moving on to a foreign and or non-English record. This group name is Bioga. I actually saw them in 2017 in New York City. They opened up for the husband-wife duo singer-songwriters Johnny Swim, and this group, I think it's about five members, put on an amazing performance. They had such incredible energy and joy in their playing. A lot of their music is just instrumental, although they bring in featured vocalists for several tracks. They've worked with the likes of Ed Sheeran and Foy Vance and some other kind of UK folk pop, folk rock musicians. But after I saw them in 2017, I kind of kept them on my radar. They dropped this record in 2020 called Carousel, and I decided to pick it up off their website. It was released on No One Boy Records, and so I ordered it off their website, and it came in. It's got this beautiful kind of yellow colored vinyl, and included a signed lyric book as well, which I thought was a nice touch. But really an interesting group. I think, really talented musicians. For those of you that like kind of folkier rock, this might be one you might be interested in checking out. Bioga, Carousel. All right. Show a CD, tape, or digital download of an album that needs to be pressed on vinyl. Now, this is a record that I was very into in college. This was released in 2004. The artist's name is Ben Queller, On My Way. I really think the album cover is awesome on this one. But Ben Queller, again, is kind of a singer-songwriter. I was previously with the group Radish until he started his solo career. This was his second release on the ATO RCA record label. But I just love this. I think it's raw. It's a little grungy. And his kind of musical style it is unique. And he ended up touring with Ben Folds and Ben Lee, released an EP called The Bends, which also I think is quite good. But would love to see this on vinyl. It was actually interesting as I started kind of exploring my CD collection and what's not on vinyl to learn that this was recorded and mastered at Sterling Sound. It was recorded to 2-track, which was really interesting. So I thought it would be cool to have this released on vinyl. And you could do the all analog treatment on it. So Ben Queller, On My Way. Definitely one to check out if you like kind of indie, grungier, folky rock. All right, last up, Letter to the Editor. Shows something that I've picked up as a result of Michael's suggestions. This is a record that I probably would have not purchased if it wasn't for Michael. This is Brahms Concerto in D, performed by Jascha Heifetz with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Fritz Reiner. This is a fairly early pressing on the Shaded Dog, although it's a mono pressing. It's not a living stereo pressing. I'll show that label. And I'm not the biggest fan of strings. I'll be the first to admit I grew up with a classical musician in the family. My sister is classically trained French horn player, and I just preferred wind symphony over a lot of strings, and so violin concerto definitely would have been something I would have passed up, but I did pick this up based on Michael's recommendation, and it is tremendous sounding. Again, it's probably not something that I'm going to listen to a lot because I don't love strings, but this particular recording, again, it's just a classic, and Reiner Chicago Symphony is one of the ones that everybody always talks about when they talk about high quality classical recordings. So thanks for the recommendation, Michael. Thanks again for all you've done for the vinyl community, for all the content that you've brought to us, and congratulations again on 10,000 subscribers.